An enthusiastic welcome to Resume Checklist. My name is Kim Marie. I'm an executive coach. I also wrote a book, Recalibrating to Your Next, Effectively Navigating to Your Next Professional Position. What we're going to do is go through the 10 items that you need to have in your resume. Now, we know that you've got a pretty good resume, right? You wouldn't be here otherwise. What we want to make sure is that you've got the gotta haves. You've got the price of admission. You've got the particulars that are going to have you recognized to get to the next level, to get to the screening. So it'll be pretty quick. We'll go through them, and then you can simply check them off to see how many you have, and then go back and maybe address them if you don't. A resume is the price of admission for a job search. We've already mentioned that. You need to have one, and yours needs to stand out. It's the employer's first view of you as a job candidate. How it's written, what it looks like, areas you've chosen to highlight, all make a difference. They're written in different ways. Resumes have different types. They're laid out according to your strengths, according to your credentials, and really the best circumstance, the best visual of what's going to put you in the best light. So let's go ahead. We're going to look at common formats for particular resumes. You need to make sure yours is in the right format. The first and the most recognizable, and the one that we typically all use, is the chronological resume. Yours is probably pretty similar. The work experience is what's most important, and that's what's highlighted. Then you go to education, technical skills, maybe awards and additional. So if this is the best format for you, you're in the right place. The second is called the functional resume. It's typically used when you want to underplay an employment gap, or you're trying to move to a different profession. You want to highlight your skill sets that might not be shown in your work experience. You lead with what's most important, what's the biggest strength of your profession. It might be your education, it might be your skills and abilities. Then you go to your work experience. Again, an easy way to cover up some gaps, and of course you can go back in the interview and explain that. Not only the type of resume you use, but the layout, actually the format that you use. So we've all seen it within those templates that some people will input their picture. Now, that might make sense if you're in sales or in a visible role. Otherwise, why give up that space? You've only got a certain amount of real estate. You've only got a certain amount of space to be able to catch the interviewer's attention so that you move to the next level. We've also seen those templates that they look nice. They got designs, they got different colors. But again, if it's taking away from your experience, meaning your real estate, be careful. So number one, your checklist. Go ahead, check that off. You've got the right type of resume that you're using and the right format. Next, we're going to move to strengths and accomplishments. That's number two. Are those particular strengths and accomplishments highlighted in your resume? Mark up your resume. Put a star or a check mark where it shows your business strength on the resume page. You need to identify how often these show up. Again, so that you can highlight that for the interviewer, your strengths and your accomplishments. So go ahead and pull out that worksheet if you've done so, or think about what your top 5 accomplishments are. What we want to do is leverage that in your current resume. Again, we're recalibrating, we're making it better. You're not rewriting the whole thing. The best way to do so is to do a quick scan on your existing resume. Third is your signature block. Pretty straightforward. Just remember that you don't put your full address on the resume, simply your city and your state, as well as make sure that you've got your LinkedIn link, your profile, so that people can go directly to your LinkedIn page. Number 4 is your professional brand. This is going to distinguish you among other candidates. So what it is it's you. This is how we start personalizing your resume. It is your professional brand. It is the title. This is who you are and your impact on the organization. And I can tell you, not many people use this. We've done resumes over and over, but it's because of this title that we've been told that that's what gets screened upon and puts people ahead of the candidates. So let's take a look at some of the examples. It can be very powerful. Okay, so this is me. My title, my brand is I'm a global learning and development executive. Another example, a systems engineer, very technical. Forward thinking, skilled at startup and corporate systems. A senior human resource manager, experience with startup, growing and downsizing companies. In this title, you want to say professionally what you're expert at. Buyer, entrepreneurial spirit when they're growing the revenue. This is the individual's brand. Check mark number 4. Next is your professional summary. This is a summary, a description of your professional accomplishments. So many people put an objective. I'm a person that wants to contribute to an organization. I'm looking for the ability to work with people. No, this is a professional summary. So this is where you're not modest. You're going to put your accomplishments in, and then we'll see how you actually weave that in through the rest of your resume. So check mark number 5. A strong professional summary. This is check mark 6 and 7. It's the competency section. You're going to list the skills, the competencies you possess that enabled you to accomplish what you just said. We're going to use the word competency instead of skill to shift the attention on a business ability versus personal skills. This section is important, and reason being is that this is where the ATS, the applicant tracking system that screens your resume. You know, when you upload your resume, it's the system that actually screens it for particular words so that your resume gets chosen as opposed to just dumped like others. That's the first part, to have the right competencies listed. Now, the second aspect is to make sure that they're business related. You don't want to have communication, strong work ethic, handle pressure, time management. No, no, no. You want business skills that show what they're looking for. For instance, change management, ability to forecast, P&L responsibility. You want to put it in business language so they know you can do so. These are your competencies. So check mark 6, check mark 7. Number 8 is your professional experience, and this is going to be the foundation of your resume, particularly if you're using the chronological format. So a couple things to keep in mind is that you want to make sure that it's segmented, company to company experience, that you also want to be able to have the dates. And what we recommend is just simply put the years, not May 1999 or, from April 2014, just simply the year. And then the company above your position. And also what we recommend is to give a little descriptor of what the company does. That helps put it in context for the interviewer. Now, next is number 9. 9 is actually highlighting those accomplishments and strengths. I know you're sick of me saying that. We started that, the professional summary, we got into the competencies, but this is where you're going to highlight your accomplishments and what you did to get there. This is from one of our worksheets of our online course. What's highlighted are the accomplishments that have been achieved for the organization. Those are in yellow. Underneath the accomplishments are the skill sets, are the strengths, are the activities that it took to accomplish that result. This is what you want to make sure that you have. Check mark number 9. The rest is pretty straightforward. You want to make sure that you have your education listed, your professional achievements, maybe some clubs, possibly some volunteer work. Keep in mind that these are conversation starters. An interviewer will look at the bottom of your resume to maybe think of some ways to begin the conversation. Finally, number 10. Go through your resume and make sure that it syncs up, meaning that you've got your strengths, your accomplishments, and then are they located elsewhere in your resume? This is where it winds through. Also, have another person take a look at it with the eyes of an interviewer. That's checkmark number 10. Thank you for joining us with our checklist job search series. It's on YouTube. What we also have is an online site. It's the 7 segments of how to conduct a job search. Within those segments combined are 22 different subsets that you might want to pay some attention to. Self-guided, online, take it at your own pace, on any device that you'd like. So check us out.